Three. We're gonna do three today. 3 in a row, because I'm feeling good. I'm liking the new format. That's something I said on the last one. I don't want to repeat myself too much with lack of, lack of preparation, which then turns into fucking gold. Epic, Faith No More. I'm excited about this one because this one might be a little bit of a stretch. Because at first I heard that, I was told that this song is about trying to suck your own dick, and I'm gonna make a great tie-in the end that everybody's gonna be really happy about. So yeah, can you see it, feel it, hear it today? If you can't, then it doesn't matter anyway. Begging the question, almost asking, can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Almost implying that it's something that it can be seen, felt, heard, that has all of these properties to it. Enough to kind of get us to ask, what are you talking about? Like, what is it? Like, what is it? What are you talking about? But then you continue. If you can't, then it doesn't matter anyway. Speaking to almost, it doesn't matter if you realize it's there or not, because it is there all the time. It is calling the shots. It's making the directions. It is all of everything. It is going to be whether you are looking at it or are aware of it or not. Because to some extent, it is what's propelling you. It is the drive behind us. And then you'll never understand it because it happens too fast. The idea of, it's almost like it happens so fast, it doesn't happen at all. And then you can't even how do you wrap your head, and that's almost about what infinity's about. How do you wrap your head around something like infinity? And you're not ever going to be able to understand it because it is so infinitely multifaceted. It happens so quickly. It's like turning on a light switch and trying to find the gap between when you flip the light and when the light got to wherever it's trying to get to. Or take it a step further to our own consciousness and thinking about that feedback loop that we are and trying to catch ourselves, trying to catch when our awareness put our thought in our head, or when we saw something and it got processed by our brain and then wound up in our consciousness. And it's almost like that thing happens so quickly, it feels like it's instantaneous. It's almost like there's no way to grab it. And, it's so cool, it's so hip, it's all right. It's all right, of course it's all right. It's okay, just chill. Just chill. It is all right. And you think about that phrase long enough and then you're like, it's all right. It's all right. All of it is right. Okay. And then that speaks to this idea or the duality being the same energy expressing itself two different ways. And then when you see that it is all right, because it is all propelling us, everything towards some kind of conclusion, whatever that conclusion looks like. And it's so cool, it's so hip. Thinking about cool is interesting because cool is very paradoxical because I spent a lot of my life trying to be cool or wanting to be cool. And when you try or want to be cool, you are not being cool. Because once I realized that cool was about this detachment, it's about this chill, yeah. It's whatever. Yeah, whatever. And then you think of somebody that's maybe so cool that it's nothing is fazing them. Almost to the point where, if you take cool to its extreme, it might not even be able to exist at all. Because if the ultimate version of cool is just being cool with your own death, then how do you even exist in the first place? So this comes back to this balance. It speaks to us not needing per se, but if we want to exist, us needing to balance ourselves out somehow. And it's so hip. And you think about being hip, it's like being cool to something. It's yeah, I'm hip to that. Yeah, I'm hip to what you're talking about. And then you're so hip, you don't even need to say anything. Or they don't even have to say anything. It's you don't have to articulate. You don't have to over-explain things. I'm hip to what's happening right here in the room because my awareness is so on point, you just see that energy flowing. And it sees that. And what is it? We're going to get to that. It's so groovy. It's out of sight. Out of sight. Of course it's out of sight. It's almost like when the universe's expansion starts to happen so fast, the star's light is moving further away from us than it is to catch it. So it's that's kind of what out of sight is, because it's going so quickly you can't even grab it. kind of coming back to it happening so fast and us not being able to understand it. Touch it, taste it, smell it. Again, all these ways to define it, suggesting that it has these things, that it has these facets. Makes no difference because it knocks you off your feet. Knocks you off your feet. It knocks you infinitely off your feet because it is ultimately that infinite source energy, that singularity. It is that God that evaporates the presence of all forms because it is infinite formlessness. And it's almost like, and again, when it happens so fast, it hits you like a fucking brick wall of light and you just immediately evaporate into it. There's no gradients. It's like, instantaneous. You want it all, but you can't have it. Speaking to that ego, that thing that wants to know what it is, to that ego that wants it all but can't have it because it can't be trusted with it, coming back to the day I tried to live, us as humans not being able to be trusted with it because what it is so powerful that as soon as an ego gets it, it's just going to lose its mind. It would have no idea what to do with it if it even had the first step of how to try to obtain it. So we need to, again, give ourselves some gradients to be able to exist and live in. It's crying, bleeding, lying on the floor, so you lay down on it and you do it some more. All right. When you talk, and again, one of my favorite phrases is like beating a dead horse, because I literally think about somebody beating a dead horse, and it just makes me laugh. And never mind. All right, yeah. Moving on. This repetition of like, all right, do it again, and again. Come back to the day I tried to live. One more time around. We're going to get back to there. We're going to get back to that singularity, to that home, to that nothingness, to that formless. We come back to life and we lay down on it. We do it some more and we do it some more. But it's over. It's dead. It's like it can only serve you so much. The form can only serve you so much before you need to start making a move. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. All right, so this is potentially where I guess somebody got the idea that the song is about trying to suck your own dick. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. It's like, I'm so close, I'm almost there. There's just one rib in my way from getting there. Oh, God, I love life. It's alive, afraid, a lie, a sin, and it is a sin. Of course, the sin must be included in it. Of course, God must also be the devil because it is everything. That source energy was the source of everything. And coming back to acceptance, detachment, unconditional love, being able to love the things that we think are evil, being able to see through the duality of right and wrong and realizing these things are an expression of the same thing, and it is trying to direct us back to something. It's magic, it's tragic, it's a loss, it's a win. I love these lyrics because they're really trying to paint the picture of it's like, what are all these things? Did we do what is it? We might have. Fuck it, let's jump to it now. What is it? It's it. There's no other way to describe it. You can call it God, you can call it source energy, you can call it all these things. But ultimately, it is itself. We are ourselves. We are it. What is it? It's it. And it's so hard to be able to kind of even make sense of that at a certain level of awareness and consciousness, because you're like, I don't understand what you're saying. And you're just like, it's it. And it's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And it's going to be like, look at me for a while. To the point where they're like, you're kind of hoping that something clicks in their mind. But largely it's like, what are you waiting, like what? And I'm like, no. It's okay. One more time around, give yourself some time and you will come back around to it. So I think about when me and my sister were a kid and my dad would always be yelling at us. And he'd always be like, stop talking, but we're trying to plead our case. And we're trying to be like, but this and this and that. And he's like, stop talking. It's almost like somebody being like, what is it? It's it. What is it? It's it. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm telling you to stop talking, and you trying to plead your case is you continuing to talk. Even if, as an ego, my dad is out of line and doesn't completely understand what is happening. The fundamental property is still there that somebody is trying to get you to realize something, and there's a wall. It's almost like somebody that can't listen. It's like they're looking right at you, but there's a narrative going on in their head. They don't know how to take in that information. And then you know that people can't kind of listen to themselves, and you're like, ah, shit. How the hell do we get out of this? And just be and just try to meditate. And then everything kind of becomes a meditation at some point, and you realize that meditation is just a metaphor for being able to redirect yourself, keep yourself back on track to wherever you're at. You want it all, but you can't have it. What is it? It's it. Hot shit. Is that it? It's it. That was fun. That was a fun one too. Yeah. So, all right, cool. A note on sucking your own dick. What is reality and all of creation if not God infinitely sucking its own dick? It's perfect. We are playing with ourselves in just being. We're playing with ourselves just by being. And that's why, like, once I saw that and I heard that as a description of what the song is, I'm like, I can kind of see that. And then when I saw that parallel, I was like, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. There's a deep humor in nature. There's this irony and humor in nature that once you catch on to it, which is what it is, it's it. And you're like, oh, there's something going on here. Something's going on here for sure. All right, we're done. That was good. That was a fun time. So yeah, love you all. Let me know what you think. Let me know, again, if you have any ideas, anything you want me to go to town on, even if it's like super hedonistic, super shallow, because I really love the idea of just kind of going to town with this kind of thing, because arguably you can do this with anything, even if it's trying to be, you know, metaphysical and conscious and spiritual or not, because it's everything, because it's it. All right, now I'm going to drive the point home anymore. Thank you guys. You have a beautiful night. Good night.